Hello everyone and welcome back to a new video. Welcome to the channel. Hello, if you're new here, my name is Roxanne. I'm a mixed media artist, illustrator, and maker of things. I'm also a big fan of tarot cards and oracle cards. This is actually a deck that I bought. Actually, I didn't buy this. This was gifted to me from my husband, I think during Christmas time, which is crazy to say that, but I've just had it off to the side and I've been waiting to open it on camera. So it's kind of scary that it's already May at the time that I'm filming this. I don't know what the date is when you're actually seeing this, but it's been that long that I've just been keeping it in my little, what I call my house of tarot. It's a little dollhouse that I've converted into my storage for my tarot decks and my oracle cards and whatnot. I've gotten into looking at more oracle decks and using oracle just because I have been creating my own deck, as you might already know, the Occupied Oracle. Some of those videos are already up here on the channel, and I'm kind of getting back into the project as well. So this is, it's just a good time for me to pick up something new here and give it a little tour. I have unboxed a few other things here on the channel. You guys do seem to like those videos, and obviously if this is something you're not into watching, go ahead and skip this week's video and I'll see you next week for something else. But I thought that this one was particularly appropriate to open on camera because it is the Art Oracles deck. Really excited to open this one up. It is creative and life inspiration from the great artists. It has 50 cards in the deck. It comes in this really nice little box. I like the gold foil on the box as well. Again, I have not opened this, so I am like itching to see what these cards look like. The Art Oracle cards offer advice drawn from 3 key elements in the artist's lives. Choose a card to consult the Art Oracles and change your life, work, and inspiration. So that's kind of interesting that I believe there's going to be like 3 different meanings or kind of points of guidance depending on what it is that you're trying to focus on, which I think is really cool. This deck is published by Lawrence King and the illustrations are by Mikhail Somar. I guess this was in 2017 is when this deck came out. So it's been out for a while, but new to me, obviously. But let's go ahead and get into it. Oh, I'm excited to just even open this up. I think the illustrations are really cute. You'll notice too, I've put down my my painting drop cloth mat here. It seemed appropriate for this deck. Okay, we've got our little guidebook, which is just a really simple little paper book here. The cards are nice and big, kind of standard tarot size. And then it looks like in here, oh, interesting. Okay, so you don't have the meanings of the cards in here per se, but rather a little biography on the artists. Okay, so it's the guidebook is more about learning about the artists, less about meanings of cards. Okay, that's interesting. Probably just because the meanings of the cards are directly on them, I'm assuming. Okay, cool. Well, let's take a look. My little art historian brain is very happy with this. I studied art history at UCLA, so this is right up my alley. Let's feel how these cards feel. Ooh, they're thick. They're nice and matte. I like that they're not glossy. They're very matte cards. I always like to see. I know they're in alphabetical order. I don't want to shuffle them quite yet, but I always like to see. Actually, they feel really nice in the hand. And like you could shuffle them pretty easily. They're a little bit wider, I would say, than a standard tarot card. My deck feels a little bent here, but let's go ahead and take a look at some of the cards. Andy Warhol. This is cute. You know, I really like how simple this is. Like, to the point. Life is the little swirly icon. So eat dessert before dinner. Work is the little pencil. Give your 15 minutes some time. Give your 15 minutes some time. Okay. And then inspiration. Wanting can be better than having. Interesting. Ai Weiwei. Oh, I love his work. I don't know if you guys have seen the documentary. I think there's actually a couple of documentaries about him. I've watched them all. They're amazing. So it does feel like the messages that are on the cards, and I'm not going to read each one because that would just take me forever. Obviously, you can pause the video and see them on screen. But it does really have, I feel like the meanings really do connect to the artist on there. Obviously, we have a really wide range of artists. I love this. Use your talent like a weapon. I am here for that. That's really great. I love the illustration style. Caravaggio, very appropriate. Caravaggio. I love this card. Obviously, this is right up my alley. Anything with a severed head is going to be something that I'm going to love. Try to keep violence metaphorical. A head on the shoulders is worth two in the hand. That's really great. Oh, that's really great. You got the Eames. That's cool. Cindy Sherman. I love Cindy Sherman. Take a good long look in someone else's mirror. That's interesting. These are fun. Damien Hirst. Of course, you're going to have the giant shark there. Postpone death. Preserve it in formaldehyde. Encrust it in diamonds. Talk to your local pharmacist. So some of these are really quite playful. I don't know. We'll see when we get to the end, but I'm finding that it's hard to take like serious. Like if I was actually doing like, let's say a tarot spread and then I decided to pull from this deck, I don't know if it would be, I don't know if I would really find like spiritual connections to it. I find it thus far to be a little bit more playful and maybe even just a good way to discover artists throughout art history, like almost like a good just like art history study deck maybe even. I don't know if you're wanting to dip your toes into art history. Edvard Munch. Scream into a canvas, not a pillow. Ask anxiety to pose for you. Huh. This is an interesting one for Goya. I don't know. I wouldn't have thought of this one. Truth takes shape in the shadows. I do really appreciate the 3 different points in life sort of thing, or like 3 different perspectives of meaning. That's a really cool idea. I feel like that's something that maybe I would think about doing with my own Oracle deck. And this is why I kind of do a lot of research and looking at other decks and cards just to see other formats, and especially just with Oracle decks because they're so open-ended. Frida Kahlo, love this one. I really like the illustration on this one. Who doesn't love Frida though, am I right? Georgia O'Keeffe, love this. Nature can keep a secret. That's cool. I love the colors in this. Appropriate. Gustave Courbet, hello! Klimt. I would have thought that this would have been more Klimty looking. Honoré Matisse. I love this one. This is a really good one. Sketch boldly and paint with a big stick. Jackson Pollock. I love this that he's got the cigarette in his mouth. That's really great. That's great. Basquiat. That's fun. Try collaborating with Andy Warhol. See, like, it's fun and it's playful, but it connects to the artists. I just don't know how practical that would be in an actual like reading, if that makes any sense. Which I don't know. Maybe I was thinking that it would be more practical from like a, I don't know, of how I would actually use it with tarot cards, but it seems more like it would just be a fun like daily pull maybe. Jeff Koons, this is great. Of course, the monkey. The future is big, bright, and shiny. I feel like this would also be a really fun deck if you were an art teacher to like pull a card every week with your students or something like that. I think that would be really fun. I could see this being entertaining to do with like teenagers, like having them pull a card a week or something like that. I think would be kind of fun. I do like the size of them. Again, the texture of them is really nice. I think they will shuffle well. But as far as a like practical, will I use this with my tarot? I don't know. Duchamp? Of course. You gotta get the urinal in there. Oh, Marina Abramovich is in here. True story, she's one of my favorite artists. I love her. I love her. I find her life and her work absolutely fascinating. In general, performance art to me is really fascinating. And I'm always like heavily inspired by artwork and art movements and mediums that are completely different than anything else that I do, because my brain is just not programmed in this way. To just see someone else think this way and execute creatively like this is just really fascinating to me. They've got a number of her most famous performances sort of referenced here, which is really great. Love that. I will say they have a nice range of artists, which is cool. This is Picasso? Oh, come on now. Of all the things, he kind of got robbed a little bit. Gauguin, that's great. Good reference to things in there. Mondrian, that's great. I like how he looks too. That's a very fun illustration. Dali. Yeah, I feel like I'm going back to like my teacher days. I could see myself bringing this to like an art workshop and having everyone pull a card as kind of like, here's your creative motivation or inspiration or something. Or again, in like a high school classroom, I could see myself doing this when I was teaching high school art. Titian, this is cool. I like this illustration. Van Gogh's is nice. Got everything represented in there. Use the daylight to face the night. If committed, stay committed. Transcend systems to find spirit. Hear music through sight. Begin with a dot. Yeah, and I mean, it really is validated in the guidebook too, that it's really more about the artists than it being necessarily like a practical oracle deck that you could use in things. This is a great one. I love her face. That's great. Wow. Okay, interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, I was I'm gonna shuffle these because you guys actually, the last oracle deck that I unboxed, one of you had a really great idea, I don't remember who, that I should pull a card at the end of the tour. So I'm gonna try to do that more often for deck unboxings and sorts, because I think it'd be I think that was a really fun idea. So we're gonna give it a whirl. Yeah, I was really hoping that this is something that I would be able to use like with my tarot decks. Like, I'm very into the Mystical Medleys tarot deck. It's by far, like, the past year or so, I've been using it like crazy. It's my absolute favorite. And I've just been looking for a good, like, companion oracle deck for that. And I just have yet to really find something that fits. I keep going back to the Halloween Oracle, which I actually think I unboxed here on the channel. I also recently got the Witch's Wisdom Oracle deck. I have opened it, but I haven't done, like, a full card by card look through of it. So if that's something that you're interested in, let me know in the comments down below, and I can always do a little tour of that as well. Oh my gosh, we got Matisse. Well, that's fun. Unleash the beast within. Productivity, even in pajamas. Sketch boldly and paint with a big stick. That's kind of it. Actually, I mean, that is kind of my vibe today. I plan on, you know, making a bunch of art right now, so it does fit. It does fit the vibe. But look, I think this is a fun deck overall. I think, again, if you're an art history nerd, I think maybe, you know, I'd be curious to see if I pull this just before, like, I sit down to make art. That could be an interesting way to use these. So less as a companion to tarot, but more of just like a creative fun card, you know, before you sit down and start working, I think could be kind of cool. Or maybe if you just want to journal casually for the day, dip your toes into art history, or again, I think if you're an art teacher, this is right up your alley. I think it would be a really fun like art teacher gift. I think right now is teacher appreciation. Well, at least for me, it's Teacher Appreciation Week. I know right now at my son's school, this would be such a fun gift to give to an art teacher. I know I would have really probably appreciated this and utilized it in my classroom. So yeah, there you have it. That was a little tour of the art oracles. I don't know what I would like rate this per se. You know, again, it's a fun deck, but for like a practical application in life or as a companion to tarot, I'm not so sure. And that's kind of how I like to use my oracle cards, but you know, everyone's different and we'll see. I mean, once I just kind of start playing with these and trying to use them in my creative space, we'll see. But I do like this particular card. That was a lot of fun to pull that one. That was one that I really commented on too. So Anywho, I hope you guys enjoyed this little unboxing. I know these videos are kind of random, but it's just something that I'm really passionate about and I really like. So it's just something that I want to share along with you. So let me know if you do want to see that Witch's Wisdom Oracle deck. I have it. Leave a comment down below and I can always film a little tour of that. I know I would even enjoy sitting down and doing more of a card by card look through of that. So but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. I will be continuing on working on my own Oracle cards. Stay tuned for probably more videos coming on that. I have a big batch of footage that I need to edit together. So stay tuned. The Occupied Oracle project continues on. But in the meantime, it's always fun opening other decks on camera with you. So thank you so much for watching. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you're new here. I put out a new video every week. Otherwise, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!